Welcome to this week's ABCs of Real Estate. This week we are on letter E, so we are going to talk about escrow. Escrow is also known as an earnest money deposit. It is an upfront cost to the buyer and is typically paid within a few days of an executed contract. So initially, the escrow is something that's negotiated with the original offer. We typically suggest making an escrow deposit of 1% of the purchase price. This is a good faith to the seller that the buyer is interested in purchasing the home and moving forward with the contract. So if the buyer is looking to purchase a $200,000 home, they'd be looking at a $2,000 escrow. $300,000 home, $3,000 escrow deposit. Again, this is negotiable at the time of the offer, and sometimes the seller might want more than that 1%. They basically want to know that the buyer is serious about going under contract and buying their home. The buyer will pay this escrow deposit to the title company that will be handling the transaction. So here in the state of Florida, the sellers will choose the title company. Then, along with the amount of escrow, the time at which the escrow deposit is due is also part of the offer and can be negotiated. Usually it's within 3 to 5 days of an executed offer. So some questions I get about an escrow is it necessary to pay an escrow deposit? It's not legally required in a real estate transaction, but most sellers would not consider an offer strong without a escrow deposit amount in there. And then the other common question is, what happens if we change our mind or we find something out about the house? Can we get our escrow deposit back? Yes, there are a few contingencies in the contract, and during those periods, the buyer can choose to cancel the contract and receive their escrow back. One of those, and the first one, is the inspection period. That's usually the first 10 to 15 days after the contract is executed that the buyer has the right to hire an inspector to look over the home. Should that inspector find any results that the buyer is not comfortable with, they can cancel the contract and get their escrow deposit back. Also, if the buyer changes their mind and they decide they don't want to move forward, during that time they can also cancel and receive their deposit back. And then the other contingency is the financing contingency. So if the buyer is not able to obtain the loan that they originally thought they would be able to purchase the home with, they can cancel the contract and receive their escrow deposit back. There's also appraisal contingencies, which we can include, and some loan types have them built right in, where if the home doesn't appraise at the purchase price, the buyer has the right to cancel the contract and receive their escrow deposit back. So yes, there are times that escrow deposit is refundable. However, that's also something the seller can negotiate and say they want the escrow deposit to be non-refundable. Again, the escrow really is the guarantee that the buyer is going to move forward with purchasing the home and seeing the contract to close. So, escrow deposit is made at the start of a real estate transaction. It's held by the title company and it's then dispersed at closing. It will be seen on the buyer's side as a credit towards their down payment, and on the seller's side, they will receive those funds with the closing disbursement. So if you have any questions about escrow, what to expect, how much you should expect to pay, please let me know, or any questions about real estate in general, send me a message or give me a call or send me a text. Thank you guys, and I look forward to talking with you next week about letter F. Have a great day.